Hi, this is Marie Tucker. I'm a friend of Adita Feltz, and I wanted to welcome you to a real Maine house where we think we have ghosts. I've suspected this for a while, so I asked Adita if she would come in and find out what's happening here. I wrote up a statement about what was happening here to our family and put it in an envelope, and I've sealed it until we have the investigation. Welcome to day one of our investigation.
So on location at Frontiers of the Mind, at Marie Tucker's home in Topsom. We are feeling out the energy in the energy that feels like a furnace room, catch-all type of room. On the other side of the wall, there's some very heavy earth energy. It's an unusual energy field that I want to check out. It almost feels it feels very stagnant to me too, which surprises me. It actually feels like to me that in working with the property on which this this house is built, on this piece of property, it feels to me that the energy lines moving below the property were interfered with, because it's not supposed to feel heavy like this on the other side of this wall. So I want to go look and see what's on the other side of that wall. Don't attack me. I'm kidding. I love cats. I think I'm seeing a pattern here between this room and the room on that side, which is the
Utility room?
utility room, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You get to right about here, and I begin to feel that heavy energy field again. Like, blah. It's not an active earth energy, it's a flat earth energy. Well, you have a lot of pets.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm perceiving that again, and it begins right about here. So, would you do me a favor and check the utility room, the room that, and see, I'm right about here. I'm going to knock, sense where I felt that stagnant energy before when we were in that room.
Okay. Okay. It's right about in here.
Yeah, okay, that's about, I begin to feel it right, it begins to radiate out right about 2 feet in front of the washer dryer set. But it's, as you move in here, it's much heavier. Wow, this could be something with the wiring, but it definitely is also something to do with the earth energy. It feels as if I feel like that when this house was built, that no effort was made to ask the spirits of the place if it was okay to build here. It also feels like earth was thrown about, sort of this kind of stuff happening with a bulldozer coming in and big cuts made in the ground, but it also feels as if it's possible that some chemical during the building process of this house, there is a chemical that was used that has leached into the soil over here, and that's causing that heavy, inert, almost dead earth energy.
I have some thoughts too.
Okay, so there's definitely, it feels like there's chemicals that have gone down into the soil, and so the soil is not the way it ought to be. It's not live soil anymore. It's been almost negated in some way. So, okay, so, and that energy field carries all the way. Let me see how far to the door we can go with that. Oh yeah. And I know there's an oil tanker here, but this is not from the oil. It's from the outside here that I'm feeling this. Also sensing a frustrating kind of energy here in this room. This feels like a residual energy, and we've talked about residual energies before. Feels like a person who uses this room or spends a lot of time in this room has a lot of frustrated energy, and the mind seems to be going around in a circle a lot, and being, it's almost like chasing cat's tail kind of energy is the best way that I can describe it. So that happens in this room. And
This is my bedroom slash art room.
the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you feel, is this interesting? There's a lightness in the energy in this room, but there isn't as much flow in this. Oh, I like that piece. Oh, that's really cool. There's also there's a lightness that extends from about here. Over here, though, there's there's a busyness that could be, there is a visual, definitely a visual busyness, but there's also a lot of problem solving and not just problem solving, but creative ferment in this part of the room. And I know you have your art supplies here, so maybe that's kind of to be expected, but it just, oh, I like that one too. I should not look at art, okay, while I'm doing investigations. So there's a ferment that happens in this part of this room. I want to say it starts right about here. Mm-hmm. And it's, it kind of reminds me of that primordial muck, you know, that we all, that our ancestors crawled out of, and that we sort of, I think of myself as crawling back in there again when I'm getting ideas or big change is getting ready to happen. That is almost totally happening in this side of the room. This side of the room, again, feels much lighter. That's interesting. The spirit guide just came in and told me that this part of the room is easier on the eyes than that part of the room. And this part of the room is more restful than this part of the room over here. Mm-hmm.
Hence my bed for the restful part.
Pardon?
Hence my bed for the restful part.
Good feng shui.
And my junk for my creative part.
Right. It's interesting. It's almost like you're a Gemini.
Mm.
Two separate and really important parts of the same personality. It's like this room sort of reflects you, your process, and who you are. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's just kind of a catch-all closet.
It does feel congested in here,
mm-hmm.
as if the energy is not moving well, and because it's really full. Well organized, but full. That energy field, that sort of heavy energy field, extends in here, As I'm in the closet, it goes through the bathroom, through like 3/4 of the way through the bathroom, goes through this closet. I also feel it right here. I'm behind your art desk. Let me move forward a little bit. Yeah, there's some of that here still. Close up to the foundations. I want to say that whatever the chemicals were that leached are close to the foundations, that are closer to the foundations where the house was built rather than I have a sense that this sort of stagnant energy field expands out here about 10 feet from the foundation, okay? There's a certain amount of that here, but it is not as it's not so much of it over here. And it feels like to me that energetic stuff has happened in this corner to shift that energy, that heaviness that's associated with the foundation. Now, having said that, the overall room gives the impression of lightness. Oh, I feel like I need to clear off my third eye. Okay. All right. My guides are telling me that there's more to this than meets the eye. I'm going to ask you to do a quick sort of around the room so people can see the room. Now, first of all, the energy in this room, and as I understand it, this is your healing space.
Mm-hmm.
The energy in this room is so different from the energy right across the hallway in the room where the oil tank, the furnace, and so on. That's a very stagnant, very heavy kind of we don't move energy. In this room, I would describe the energy as a lot lighter. There's also a flowing quality to the energy in this room. It feels as if energy flows nicely around this space. It feels like energetically the space is worked on regularly. I can really feel flow, and it feels very flowing. Okay, moving through here and sort of using my body as a dowsing rod. Moving through here, I do begin to feel in this corner a difference in the energy, and we are across from the entrance door in a corner area of the room. I'm going to use my body again as a dowsing rod, and as you first come in, your energy is immediately drawn in that area. It's very flowing. Things flow very good through here. Energy flows well here. When I come over here, though, there's a strong difference right here. And it feels almost like a blob of energy. The energy here feels much more dense in this corner. Dense has a heaviness. There's a heaviness about it here in this corner. There's an energy, a partial energy field in this corner. Is it all right to open this door?
Yep.
Thank
It's
you.
a closet.
Very well organized. Much better than my closet, let me tell you.
There's a light to the left on the wall.
I see. Okay,
Yep.
got it. All right. And did you want to take a...
Yeah, it's really not that organized right now, but...
Ha! Compared to my house, this is a dream. All right.
Okay.
There is some of that energy is in this closet as well. There's a heaviness of energy over here on this side. See where I'm on the right-hand side of the door?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm standing here, I'm not feeling it so much. Except in the upper level. I believe this is connected with the entrance that's over the stairs. There's a sort of a swirly kind of energy up here is how I'm perceiving it, that's connected with the energy of the stairs. The heaviness, on the other hand, starts over here on the right side. And, ooh, a dollhouse, cool. There's an area over here where I see the heaviness in that area is part of the field that's over here in this corner. So it begins over here. Okay, and I'm perceiving that energy as like a strong electrical current, as if that's the area where the key wiring occurs for the house. In this area over here, it's very strong, affecting my face. And let's go back here. Yeah. Right here at the edge of this piece of furniture is where it begins in the healing space. And would you mind stepping in and telling me where we are in alignment with the closet? Because I felt it on that side. And
Yep.
or could you...
It's right where that landing on the stairs is. So you on the other side are right about where this board is.
Okay, that's where I was just pointing a
Yep.
minute ago. Okay,
Yep.
so that's where that very strong energy field is. And I want to look at that and feel that within the context of the overall house health, so to speak. So it feels very congested over there to me. The energy in the furnace room felt stagnant. This feels congested. There's a difference. Do you understand what I mean?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna want to file that away in my mind and come back and look at that later or look at that energy later is what I mean.
In our room.
Warning, enter at your own risk. This is a pre-teen's messy bedroom.
Literally.
Literally. Okay. So I'm moving around the room and feeling isn't that interesting? I didn't feel this in your room, which is across the hallway. There is coming out from this area. And it wasn't in the hall, in that closet in between your room and this room. But I am feeling very heavy energy coming from this area. I don't like it at all. This feels like the kind of energy that helps people get sick. It's a very strong magnetic energy, and I feel that energy often in an area where there's a lot of iron ore in the earth there. I have no idea what your foundations are like or anything like that, because I wasn't here when the house was built, but it's very strong, a very rough kind of magnetic energy. It goes... It's in here too. Alright. And I do feel what we're looking at is that part of this house was built on iron ore. And this part is really very heavy. I would be surprised if somebody living in this room, in this energy field, that is, wouldn't have difficulties with health. And it also feels like to me a lot of distractions for anyone living inside this energy field. So we're going to have to, as part of the this energy clearing here, we're going to have to redirect this earth energy field. And it can be done with dowsing, with intent, and asking for help from guides. And you filled out your list before we started, and I have not seen your list, but I would not be at all surprised if you've got some issues here with your son, and restlessness and difficulty staying focused, and which some preteens are like anyway, but this is not him. It's coming from the energy field, okay? Hard time settling in. And you know what I mean when I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Hard time going to sleep at night in this energy field. Hard time settling in to do anything, because when you walk in, when I walk in this room, okay, I get, when you first walk in, it's not real obvious, but you get right here, and you can really feel it on my face. My receptors, so to speak, are going. Okay, so this is, I would definitely recommend that this be adjusted. We want to shift this energy field elsewhere. It's very, very strong, and staying in it for very long would give you a headache. It would also, especially if you're sensitive, and I know Jeremy is sensitive, because he's shared with me before that, not about this house, but elsewhere, that he's seen or sensed spirits before, which means he's sensitive to energy. So this has got to be adjusted big time. So I'll go in the other, and you know what? It would be really hard to stay in a room long enough to clean it if you had that energy field in it. In Jeremy's defense.
Good point, okay.
You know, it comes out somewhat into here, too.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in Jeremy's second bedroom, just like Harry Potter. He has a second bedroom. Only Jeremy's not like the Harry Potter's cousin. It's not so bad here. Ooh, nice snake. It's not so bad here. Over here is where you really feel this very strong magnetic energy field, like woo. I want to check out around the bed and see what we've got for energy around the bed. This is very nice. There is a lightness, somewhat of a lightness around the bed. I feel like he has a pretty strong personality, and because he has a strong personality, he's able to keep a lot of that at bay in this room, but it feels like most of it is over in this area. We're going to need to do a redirection of that energy field. So let's come over here.
At your own risk.
Pardon?
At your own risk.
Yes, still at my own risk. Viewer, be warned. Okay. I'm not feeling that strong magnetic field that I was feeling over there. What I am feeling is very interesting. I don't know if I'm picking this up from Jeremy, But I am feeling that there was a person using this room who had symptoms in the right leg, in the back of the, can you see where I'm, right, in the back of the knee, going down, there's a tightness in the thigh area, and on the calves of the leg, it's tighter than it should be. So that whoever was in this room who had these symptoms, there's uncomfortableness on here from about 8 or 10 inches above the knee, moving in the front and on the side and the back, but going down the calf. I don't feel it so much in the foot as I do in the calf and the tightness in the muscles there. So I don't know anything about the history of this house, but it's a strong possibility that it belongs to someone else who was using this room in this space, that it's a residual energy. I'm being affected by it. And so I'm going to ask to have it be cleared. And I don't know whether Jeremy has complained about anything like that to you, but I suggest that we do need to clear the residual energy out of here, definitely, from that person who was here before. Actually, I'm getting a visual. So this is a residual energy. It is not an earthbound spirit. It is a residual energy. I do want to tell you, though, that Jeremy has certain mediumship abilities, and I do feel like in this room, spirits do come to him at night, because I can feel where I'm standing now that this is a coming and going area, that spirits do come in and talk to him. So it would be important to talk to him about setting up boundaries between him and around him, between him and the spirits, so that every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the universe isn't waltzing through his bedroom at night and keeping him awake, because that's not helpful. It's not healthy either. It's a question of good boundaries. I do feel people coming in right through here. So one way to address that yourself, of course, would be to use a lot of white light, but also to use some sage mist and some smudging, and ask that, teach Jeremy to ask that only the highest and best spirits come through to him for his highest and best, because he's a little young to be a rescuer. When I say that, I mean that there may be earthbound spirits or people with unfinished business spirits coming to him because they think he can help, because he's a medium, but he's just a kid. It's not very helpful for him, and it places a lot of responsibility on him that he doesn't need. So, okay? I do want to say that today's paranormal investigation is slightly different in that there are other people in the house while we're doing the investigation, including some children, in a separate area. So those noises you hear in the background are not spirits. So this area here, I'd be really interested to know what's under this part of the house, because that's a very congested energy field that we felt downstairs in that closet to your healing space, and in that corner, and it's right here. I don't feel it as strongly here as I did down there. It feels like it is stronger, closer to the earth. So let's go up into the living room and do the living room next, which is going to require us relocating children first. So